Hello friends, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself Komal Yadav, Research Scholar of Galgotias University, attached with CFSL CBI New Delhi. So friends, in today's module, we are discussing about sexual offences, natural and unnatural examination of victim and accused. How can we do the forensic examination of victim and accused? So the learning outcome of this topic is to make the learners understand the various type of sexual offences, medico-legal aspect associated with these offences. To make the learners understand the procedure to examine the victim and accused of these sexual offences. To understand the medico-legal aspects of associated with sexual offences. First of all, in introduction, first we are discussing about what is sexual offences. Sexual offences are act of illegal sexual intercourse with another person or animal to obtain sexual gratification. Sexual offences basically classified given below. Sexual offences are classified as given below. Sexual offences is of two types, natural and unnatural. Natural sexual offences includes rape, incest, adultery, and unnatural sexual offences include sodomy, buccal, coitus, tribadism and the bestiality. Sexual perversions includes sadism, masturbation, voyeurism, frotism, unidism, masochism, necrophilia, fetishism, transversism, exhibition, rape. As per section 375 IPC, the definition of rape constitutes the following points. A man is said to commit rape when he has sexual intercourse with a woman against her will, without her consent, with her consent when her consent has been obtained by putting her in fear of death or of hurt, with her consent when the man knows that he is not her husband and that her consent is given because she believes that he is another man to whom she is or believes herself to be lawfully married, as unsoundness of mind or intoxication, with or without her consent when she is under 16 years of age. Next is the punishment for rape. As per section 376 IPC, the punishment for rape is as follow. It may extend from 7 years to life imprisonment and also fine. For custodial rape, gang rape, minimum 10 years rigorous imprisonment and also fine. Section 228 IPC prohibits disclosure of identity of victim of rape. Next is the examination of victim. How can we examine the victim as a forensically point of view? The main objective for examination of a rape victim covers the following points: to search for physical signs that will corroborate the history given by the victim, to search for, collect and preserve all the trace evidence for laboratory examination, to treat the victim for any injuries and any venereal disease or pregnancy. Next is the procedure. How police investigate the rape. It has following procedure. First of all, police advise victim not to change clothes or bath before medical examination. Exhibit should not be examined without the authority of investigating police officer or magistrate. Consent of victim, guardian, date and time identified by escorting female. Examine without delay, vulva, tenderness, detection of spermatozoa. After the procedure, we have some preliminary steps which we have to follow for the forensic examination of rape. These are: first, the examination process of the victim should proceed only when asked by the police officer or the magistrate. The first step is to obtain a written consent from the victim for the following preliminary steps. These are the examination of the crime scene, photography of the crime scene, collection of all the specimens which are found at the spot of crime scene, release of information to concerned authorities. Note, if the victim is under 12 years or is insane, written consent has to be obtained from her parents or guardians. Obtain and write history in the victim's words, which should include the following. First is the victim's case history, his or her preliminary affairs, time and place of offense, details of struggle, resistance or call for help, pain, hemorrhage, appearance of discharge, events after the old nail scraping collection, and their photography of the injuries on the body of the victim. It provides a very important clue. Next is the preliminary examination. The doctor must record the following: person who bore the survivor, a short factual account of the incident, survivor's history for habits, intercourse, vaginal discharge, infections, pregnancy and their menstrual history, survivor's general behavior, mental stage, sign of alcohol or drug influence are noted. To know if she has had a bath or change of cloth, if she changed the cloth, it is very difficult to identify the evidences which provide or which help in the investigation of the rape cases. It is difficult for the doctors to examine under the medical reports. Next we examine the clothes. In the examination of cloth, it's help to ascertain whether the clothes are those worn at the time of attack or not. The clothes should be retained if possible and labeled and handed over to the police. Next, we go for the searching of foreign hairs, fibers, etc. must be preserved. It helps in the identification of DNA. Next is the examination of the victim. This aspect should broadly include the following points. First is the general examination, marks of violence, identified scratches, marks, bites, bruises on the forearms, wrist, face, mouth, throat, chest and lower abdomen, inner thigh and the back. All marks recorded and carefully described with regards to their appearance, extent, situation and probably duration. These marks and the coloration of marks changes with the duration of time, and it helps to identify whether the victim is having rape or not. These are the very important clues which help in the identification to the investigating officer of the police. Pustule on the face, partial asphyxia due to forcibly restraint, swabs are taken of teeth marks on the survivor's body for the presence of accused saliva. Broken nails are noted and debris under the nails removed for examination. We can also do genital examination. It can also provide the important clues. These are, it is examined by the specialist doctor. They can give very important clues. Genital organ examined for signs of bleeding, bruises and laceration. Matted pubic hair due to the presence of semen is cut off for examination. Comb pubic hair for non-matching hair, and the root study is very much important for the DNA purpose of matching. Dried seminal stains on the external genitals and thigh are scraped off by means of clean blunt knife for subsequent examination. Hymen examined for the rupture sign. If survivor was virgin before the attack, then it was break. Vaginal secretion obtained by introducing a sterile cotton wool swab for the presence or spermatozoa within 24 hours. It is having one slight test which detects the spermatozoa, but it can detect spermatozoa within 24 hours. After 24 hours, it is very difficult to determine in the test whether spermatozoa is present or not. Any mucopurulent or prevent discharge is examined for the sign of STDs, sexually transmitted disease. In case of pregnancy, what happen? When a victim is pregnant and would like to seek abortion, a stringent procedure is adhered to. According to Abortion Act 1967, termination of pregnancy (TOP) is illegal in Malaysia. However, it can be allowed if fetus endangered the mother's health or if pregnancy causes great psychological stress to the mother. Under the Medical Act, the recommendations of these specialists make TOP legal. Next is the rape on a virgin. How can we identify whether the woman or victim is virgin or not? It includes some symptoms. These are the laceration and the rupture of woman which is present in the virgin, tearing posturally at sides or in middle, margin sharp and bleed on touch, and their labia minora swells and trends, scratches and bruises by the fingers of assailant dark red, purple in 24 hours. Vagina within 3 to 4 days, ages of laceration congested and swollen, heal in 1 week and never unite. Rape on a deflowered woman, even without childbirth, hymen destroyed, vaginal orifice dilated, mucous membrane thickened and wrinkled. Only evidence is semen and the spermatozoa. Resistance, local injuries, tearing of vagina, older woman senile atrophy and the friability, extensive vaginal laceration and perineal trauma. Injury obscure in within 3 to 4 days. Rape on child, no signs of general violence as child has no idea, incapable of resisting. Hymen is deep in vagina, it is very small, difficult to penetration. During penetration of penis, compress labia and causes bruises. It tears the hymen layer and their posterior ant and post vaginal wall, premium, anterior, anorectal canal, vaginal hymenation of abdominal viscera. Next is the collaborative sign of rape. These are the, how can we identify these are the collaborative sign of rapes or not? First one is the presence of seminal fluid, vaginal discharge, struggle and findings related to time of assault, wounds, seminal material, motility and the STDs. These are the sexual transmitted disease. Specimens to be collected from the victim. These are avulsed head hairs, pubic hair combing, avulsed pubic hair and their blood group, urine drug screening, nail scraping for blood or tissue, saliva for secretor group, swab from bite marks for saliva. If we collected all these evidences, these are very helpful to identify the victim with the suspect. Without these, we can never identify the person. These are a very important points which can help to identify or match or link the suspect to the victim. Next natural sexual offense is incest. What is incest? Incest is the sexual intercourse by a man with woman who is closely related to him by blood group. These are crime of having sexual intercourse with the parent, child, sibling or grandchild. Like incest, it includes which is having the blood relations. It occurs between defectives unable to understand. It is prohibition against it. Maybe alcohol removes the sense of prohibition, cerebral disease, senile degradation, relatives separated in childhood or close relations living in intimacy. Next, we are discussing about unnatural offenses. Unnatural offenses include sodomy. What is sodomy? Sodomy is generally anal or oral sex between people or sexual activity between a person and a non-human animal. Anal intercourse between two males or males and females. These are the first which have seen in the Genotrophila. It is the passive agent adult, and the pedantry, this is the passive agent child. Next is the Canaanite, frequent among sailors, prisoners, hostlers, military, barracks, and include hermaphrodites may act as passive agents. How can we examine the passive agent? First one is the consent history and the degree of penetration, perineal and the rectal swab. It also includes rectal bruising, fissure, inflammations, anal muscle dilated, tender, sphincter form, prolapsed, and the digital examination, which includes the loss of elasticity, admitting finger, anal blood stains, which includes lubricants, fecal matter, pain on walking, and abrasion, 1 to 2 days, perineal hemoptysia, 10 days, tissue weaks. After 10 days, the tissue becomes weak day by day. You can notice it after 10 days. Next is the habitual passive agent. Anal skin become thickened, extend deeper, and the funnel shaped of depression of buttock, loss of fat. It complete relaxation of splinters around 5 centimeter, and the muscles loses their tone. Anal fissure, piles and STDs. Next is the specimens to be collected at the scene of crime. These are head hairs, pubic hairs, blood group, urine during screening, nail scraping for blood or tissue, swabs, soiled areas of skin, anal, rectum, swabs, penis of accused. Next, we are discussing about active agents. Active agents include smell of anal glands on penis. The smell of anal glands of penis provides a very evidentiary clue whether it is having a case of recent rape or not. Traces of feces and the lubricants, abrasion of prepuce glands, penis elongated and constricted, twisted urethra. After that, we go for STD and HIV. These are the sexually transmitted disease and the HIV, human immunovirus. Next, unnatural sexual offences, buccal coitus or sin of Gueramba. What is it? It is the sexual offence in which male organ introduced into the mouth of child. What happened in this? How can we find out the evidence in case of buccal coitus? These are the teeth marks and the abrasion on penis. In case it is having death, aspiration of semen, impaction of penis in oropharynxia, semen in respiratory tract or stomach, which creates lots of problem for the child. Next, unnatural offences, tribadism. What is tribadism? In female homosexualism, sexual activity between two females in which one is dominant and other is submissive. Genital scraps marks aberration, masculine due to endocrine disturbances indifferent to opposite sex. In case of tribadism, mental degenerate, psychological, social and the developmental factors. Next, unnatural sexual offense is bestiality. What is bestiality? Bestiality is the sexual intercourse with lower animals, domestic farm animals or pet, calves, sheep, duck, geese, donkeys and dogs. In this bestiality, unnatural sexual offense, people is doing taking sexual pleasure with their domestic animals. Vaginal, anal, all the villagers while grazing, mental derangements. False belief cure for gonorrhea. Sign in accused are penis contaminated with animal feces, vaginal secretion hair, tearing of glands, injury marks on teeth, kicks, claws. And what are the signs? Sign in animals by wet? These are human semen in vagina and anus, abrasions discharge. Next is sexual perversion. What is perversion? Basically, perversion is a type of human behavior that deviates from that which is understood to be orthodox or normal. Although the term perversion can refer to a variety of forms of deviation, it is most often used to describe sexual behavior that are considered particularly abnormal, repulsive or obsessive. In sexual perversion, first we are discussing about sadism. Next, in sexual perversion, we are discussing about sadism. What is sadism? It is the tendency to derive pleasure, especially sexual gratification obtained from the act of physical activities, infliction of pain, bite, beat, whip, inflict cuts, lust, murder, extreme cases, outbreak of paroxysmal sexual desire, cutting of breast, genital, eat, flesh, intercourse with dying injured victim. It is also called necrophalangia. It may cause mental disease, anger, jealousy and revenge. In sexual perversion, next we are discussing about masochism. What is masochism? Next, in sexual perversion, we are discussing about masochism. So, what is it? The tendency to derive sexual gratification from one's own pain or humiliation. In masochism, there are few symptoms. These are beaten, abused, tormented, humiliated, enslaved, bound, dominated by partner. Bondage includes both sadism and the masochism. Next sexual perversion is necrophilia. Necrophilia is the sexual intercourse with or attraction toward corpse. Offense committed on newly buried corpse, body awaited burial. Corpse may be mutilated following intercourse. These are decomposition, stench and coldness play a part. Next sexual perversion is fetishism. It is the compulsive use of some object or the part of the body as a stimulus in the course of attaining sexual gratification. Some men use the part of women articles for the sexual gratification. They includes like articles, undercloth, shoes, flower, a lock of hair. Mere act of stealing flesh affords satisfaction. These symptom fetishism is very common in males. Next sexual perversion is transversionism or conism. It is also called transvestism. It is the practice of dressing and acting in a style or manner traditionally associated with opposite sex. Males wear female dresses. It is psychological individual attraction to opposite sex, violent against own sex. It is associated with homosexuality, sadomasochism, or in this case no hormonal disturbance, genital abnormalities is seen. Next sexual perversion is masturbation. It is deliberately self-stimulation which affects sexual arousal. It is offense only when it is practiced in open areas like telephone booths, public toilets, etc. Next sexual perversion is exhibition. It is the intentional exposure of private parts in public in presence of others to obtain sexual pleasure. Like male shows their private part to the children or opposite sex. Women in public, psychopath or neurosis it is called. It is punishable offense act when it is doing in the open areas. Next sexual offense is voyeurism or scotophilia. It is a counterpart of exhibitionism. Voyeurs see people undressed to sexually gratified. It is very common in male. Sociopathic personality disorder it is called. Sometimes assault victim or commit murder. Other sexual perversion is frotism. It is the contact with other person, rubbing in crowd, usually import undism, witnessing act of urination. Pyromania, it is seeing flames, destruction of building, psychosexual disorders. Indecent assault offense committed on female with intention of outranging her modesty against children, adolescents. These all are about the sexual offenses, or these are natural, unnatural and the sexual perversion. Next we are discussing about what are the parameters we are taking for the analysis of semen. These are volume of semen, liquefaction time and the sperm count, sperm morphology, sperm motility, pH of sperm and the white blood cell count. Samples collected and their purpose. First one is the urethral swabs and smears. The purpose of this is main for the detection of semen and the spermatozoa, gonokai, etc. Second one is the loose foreign pubic hair of fiber present on the accused of the body. The main purpose of this for the correlation with the event and the victim. Next is the stains of semen, blood, mud, grass or other foreign material on the body of the accused. It helps for the correlation with the event and the place of occurrence. Next is the penile washing for examine the presence of vaginal epithelia. Next one is the nail scraping. It helps for the examination of tissues embedded in them during struggle, buccal mucosa. Swabs, how it helps? It collects for the saliva examination. Next is the urethral swabs. It helps to collect for the examination of any venereal diseases. After that we are discussing about blood. Blood helps to collect for the grouping serological examination. Next is X-ray. X-ray helps for the age estimation, especially in case of delinquency plea.